Welcome to Homeo. If you are watching this, chances are you or someone you love is constantly battling a burning sensation in the chest, severe bloating, or a heavy, uncomfortable stomach after every meal. You might wake up in the middle of the night with a sour taste in your mouth, or feel like your food is just sitting there, completely undigested. You are not alone. We are currently living through what I call the gastric epidemic. Millions of people suffer daily and are simply handed a prescription for antacids to suppress the pain. But today, we are going to look deeper. We are going to step inside your body to uncover the mechanical and chemical truth of what is really happening, and more importantly, how you can actually heal it. In our daily lives, people casually use the word gastric to describe almost any stomach discomfort. But medically speaking, gastric is just a meaningless umbrella term. Using this single word for everything is exactly why so many treatments fail, because you cannot fix a machine if you don't know exactly which part is broken. In clinical reality, your discomfort usually falls into one of three very distinct categories. It is either gastritis, GERD, or dyspepsia. Each of these conditions has a completely different mechanism, different symptoms, and requires a completely different approach to healing. Let's break them down one by one. Let's start with the first major condition, gastritis. The suffix itis in medicine always means inflammation. So gastritis is the literal burning and inflammation of your stomach lining. Imagine scraping your skin and then pouring lemon juice over it. That is exactly what is happening inside your stomach. This inflammation can be acute, hitting you suddenly after a bad meal, or it can be chronic, lingering for months or even years. When you have gastritis, your stomach walls are raw, red, and highly sensitive. That is why the moment certain foods touch your stomach lining, you feel a sharp, immediate pain right in the center of your abdomen. Next, we have GERD, which stands for gastroesophageal reflux disease. While gastritis is a problem with the stomach lining itself, GERD is a problem of direction. It happens when highly corrosive stomach acid flows backward, defying gravity, and creeps up into your food pipe. This reverse flow is the true mechanical cause of what we commonly call heartburn. But it doesn't stop at the chest. In severe cases of GERD, this acid can reach all the way up to your throat, causing chronic coughs, hoarseness in your voice, and a constant feeling of a lump in your throat. It is acid going exactly where it does not belong. Finally, we have the third category, dyspepsia, which most people simply call severe indigestion. If you feel extreme fullness, sudden pain, and severe bloating in your upper abdomen right after eating, you are likely experiencing dyspepsia. In this condition, there may not be any visible acid burns or inflammation. Instead, it is a functional issue. Your digestive engine is essentially stalling. The stomach empties far too slowly, and the nerves in your digestive tract become highly hypersensitive. People with dyspepsia often feel like they have swallowed a heavy brick, even after eating just a very small amount of food. To understand how to fix this complex engine, we must first understand how it is supposed to work in a healthy body. Think of your stomach as your body's built-in chemical reservoir and mechanical blender. It is a muscular sac, perfectly designed to safely process your daily fuel. When you eat, the stomach muscles aggressively churn and mash the food, while mixing it with powerful digestive juices. It is a beautifully synchronized process where mechanical movement meets chemical breakdown, preparing the nutrients for your intestines to absorb. Inside this biological blender, there is a delicate, life-sustaining balance, the acid and the shield. To break down complex proteins and kill harmful bacteria, your stomach secretes hydrochloric acid. This acid is so powerful and corrosive that if it were placed on a piece of wood, it would burn a hole right through it. So, how does your stomach survive? To protect itself, your body creates a brilliant defense mechanism. It constantly coats the entire inner wall of the stomach with a thick alkaline mucus layer. This is the shield. As long as the shield is intact, you will never feel the acid. At the very top of this highly acidic system sits a crucial physiological structure called the lower esophageal sphincter, or the LES. I want you to think of the LES as a strictly mechanical, one-way door. When you swallow your food, this valve quickly opens to let the food drop down safely into the chemical reservoir. But the second the food passes through, the LES must lock shut tightly. It is designed to maintain a perfect seal, ensuring that no matter how much your stomach churns, those highly corrosive chemicals stay locked inside the vault. But here is where the healthy system breaks down, leading to disease. Let's look at mechanism 1, the valve malfunctions. Due to various triggers, the LES sphincter becomes weak, loose, or dangerously relaxed. It loses its grip. Because the seal is broken, every time your stomach squeezes to digest food, the highly acidic fluids easily splash upward. Because your esophagus does not have the protective mucus shield that your stomach has, this acid immediately burns the delicate cellular tissue of your food pipe. This mechanism is the direct cause of your daily GERD and heartburn. Now, let's look at mechanism 2, the shield cracks. In this scenario, the valve might be working fine, but the thick, protective mucus layer inside the stomach begins to thin out. You suffer a mucosal breach. When the shield disappears, your own highly corrosive stomach acid begins to directly eat away at your own cellular tissue. The stomach essentially begins to digest itself. This leads to the severe inflammation of gastritis, and if left untreated, the acid will burn deep holes into the stomach wall, creating what we know as painful stomach ulcers. We know the mechanisms, but what actually triggers these failures? Why does the valve weaken, and why does the shield crack? Root cause number 1 lies directly in our modern diets and daily habits. Eating heavily spiced, oily, or deep-fried foods drastically delays the stomach from emptying, keeping acid in the system for far too long. Furthermore, in our fast-paced world, we eat rapidly, on the go, without properly chewing our food. When you swallow large, unchewed chunks of food, you are completely overloading the entire mechanical and chemical system, forcing it to produce excess acid. Root cause number 2 involves our favorite daily beverages. Many of us rely on multiple cups of coffee or tea to get through the day, or consume alcohol in the evenings. These aren't just harmless drinks. They are chemical triggers. Caffeine and alcohol have a direct physiological effect on that crucial LES valve we talked about. They forcefully and artificially relax the muscles, holding the door wide open for acid to escape. On top of that, these acidic beverages directly irritate the stomach lining and signal the brain to pump out massive amounts of unnecessary stomach acid. Root cause number 3 is perhaps the most ignored factor in modern medicine, the gut-brain axis. Your brain and your stomach are intimately hardwired together by a massive network of nerves, primarily the vagus nerve. When you live in a state of chronic psychological stress, anxiety, or worry, your body enters a continuous fight-or-flight survival mode. In this state, your brain decides that digestion is not a priority. It instantly restricts blood flow to the stomach, halts mucus production, and completely shuts down healthy digestion, resulting in chronic dyspepsia and painful bloating. Finally, root cause number 4 involves hidden enemies that actively destroy your gut health. First, there is a stealthy bacteria called H. pylori, which can survive the acidic environment and actively eat away your protective mucus shield from the inside. Second is the modern habit of popping over-the-counter painkillers. NSAID painkillers, like ibuprofen or aspirin, chemically block your body's natural ability to produce prostaglandins, the exact compounds needed to build your protective mucus shield. By trying to cure a headache, you are quite literally stripping away your stomach's only defense. So, do you recognize the signs in your own body? The constant heartburn, the acidic regurgitation in your throat, the endless belching, or that terrible feeling of being full after just a few bites? These are desperate distress signals from a failing digestive engine. But the good news is, you do not have to rely on lifelong antacids to survive. Your body can rebuild its defenses. Join us in part 2 of this series, where we will reveal the highly effective, deep-acting homeopathic therapeutics designed to permanently cure these root causes and resolve your symptoms naturally. Subscribe to Homeo, hit the notification bell, and take the first step towards healing naturally.